Everybody can be either an entrepreneur or an innovator, but to actually blend the two together and be successful is a totally different thing.
Well, I certainly don't think this will be the last idea. It's just not in his nature. So you can watch out for another one.
The secret for success with a lot of new inventions is that relentless passion to succeed no matter what.
In case you missed the memo, Africa is on the brink of greatness and is rapidly emerging as a powerhouse of economic growth. No one knows that better than James Fisher, CEO of Nautic Africa, who in 2008 started his shipbuilding company with no capital to speak of, and in just 5 years is debt-free and has well over 600 million rands worth of ship orders from all his clients worldwide. I'm here in Cape Town to meet our country's maverick innovator to find out just how he does it. James Fisher is a visionary who has put Nautic Africa at the forefront of modern shipbuilding on the continent. In just 5 years, the company has become the global go-to place for military navies and coastline security companies who want superior turnkey vessel solutions. However, his passionate pursuit for innovation is by no means a new thing. Inventor, businessman, pioneer, shipbuilder, world changer. Who are you nowadays?
Well, I get asked the question a lot, and my claim to fame is as an inventor. For me, that's where I started. I left university to blaze a trail with a brand new product, which I was partly an inventor of. And for me, that's important to put that peg in the ground. Where I am now is somewhere completely different,
yes, completely.
But it started there.
Yeah, and what a journey it's been. I mean, you look back at once upon a time you came up with this snakeboard.
The snakeboard for me was full of experiences and a lot of naive enthusiasm. And the secret for success with a lot of new inventions is that relentless passion to succeed no matter what. When people tell you it's not going to work, to just persist and carry on and on and on. Yeah. And for me, that was where it started. Yeah.
My brother was at St Andrews at the time when he came up with the idea, and every holiday whenever he came home with different ideas, inventions, and this was definitely one of the ones that really grabbed him and his mates. He would come home, start cutting up my skateboard, take apart the roller skates. He's not the biggest person in terms of doing DIY in the first place, so I think that's where the friends came through and helped him.
We just were throwing ideas around and hopefully hope that we stumble on one eventually, and eventually we did with the snakeboard. It was just one of the ones we liked and eventually turned into something. It was an exciting, busy time. Simon and I were still finishing university. James was already out there, helping to commercialize the thing. It was just wild.
Traveling to the US was an incredible experience for me in 1988, in those days. And traveling up and down that coast with a van, setting up demonstrations, meeting Americans, it was an amazing experience for someone my age. But at the same time, trying to build a business and trying to set up chain stores to carry the stock, dealing with distributors around the world. During those years, I also learned some very valuable lessons about business and made some horrible mistakes, which hopefully I've learned from.
In 1995, following a bad business decision, James was forced to sell shares of his US-based skateboarding company. He came back home with a decent pay and a suitcase full of lessons. He bounced back in '99 when he went into manufacturing business, building the legendary Ford Racer GT40 and Shelby Cobra.
I've always enjoyed sports cars, but it was also a business. These cars were being manufactured in the UK, high labor rates. I said, why can't we do this in South Africa? Why? And that's been a theme of my whole life, really, is why can't South Africa, why can't we do it here? And it's just about doing it and having that can-do attitude.
Luck plays a huge part. But, again, you make your own luck. And he works bloody hard at it. He doesn't sit still. So it's not surprising that, things worked out for him.
I've always said that you get lucky. There are lucky breaks that come along from time to time, but it's about positioning yourself so that you know what those opportunities are and you take them when they come along. A lot of inventors come to me now and say, well, what do I do with my product? And I think the overarching theme is just go for it and believe in your product, because no one else more than yourself is going to do that. And that's something you have to remind yourself, because sometimes it's a long road.
being in the shipping business, what about this business turns you on?
Well, there's so many exciting things about this business. It's the passion that I've had for South Africa and building up business from South Africa. This just fills all the gaps. We are the first company in Africa to actually design our own ships. We're providing total solutions to governments, to navies, as well as big oil and gas companies. I've always been someone that's looked at everything differently. I always challenge myself to find a better and easier way of doing something, and that's partly why I've managed to break away and get into various other businesses. Again, getting into projects which involved passionate products and involves exciting people. Probably one of the striking lessons I've learned is business is very much about people, and it's about assembling the right team of people.
In November 2013, Nautic Africa seized a growth opportunity and went into partnership with Ivo Ichikowicz's of Paramount Group, the largest privately owned defense and aerospace company in Africa, making this a defense match made in heaven. What's the future like for you?
It's very exciting in terms of the growth of Nautic Africa, and with the Paramount Group coming in now, we are running at full gear. Pretty scary actually, because the orders coming in, and the future is certainly going to take a lot of growth pains.
That's fantastic. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. That's the lesson one learns from accomplished innovators and business people like James Fisher. Through owning his failures and taking on his responsibilities with passion, he has reaped the rewards of resilience, and that makes him undoubtedly one of South Africa's true movers and shakers.